Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday, if you can say that. So I'm guessing that around now, you guys are all experiencing the same sticker shock that I got yesterday in the mail. Got my electric bill. Okay. 17th. Bill runs through the 15th. No big deal. $268. Okay. To give you an idea, my November electric bill was $111. Okay. It's the first $200 electric bill I've had in 4 years in this house. Okay. Yeah, we had expensive electric bills in Vegas, but that kind of goes without saying, running an air conditioner. Now, granted, we had a cold spell for 3 days. Okay. Which somebody could go, well, that's 10% of the month. Okay, I get it. Your electric had to run harder. We all know that. You guys know I was running my propane heat to offset it and everything. So I went back and I took a look at last year's electric bill for the same period, okay, December 15th through January 15th. I wanted to see what my electric bill was then. It was $191. Now, granted, we didn't have sub-zero temperatures December of 2022. But this was what was interesting when I looked at my electric bill, is what I was paying per day, okay? And it's right on my bill. Last year, $5.97 a day. This year, $8.88 a day. A 48% increase in my electric bill, okay? My kilowatt hours were not that different. 1784 versus 1696. Okay, so what, 88 more kilowatt hours? Yeah, okay. But my bill went up $90. If you haven't got your electric bill yet, guys, plan on getting sticker shock. Okay, and this is the issue that we're having with power. And of course, what do we hear from anybody and everybody in Washington? Oh, we need to go to solar. We need to go to solar. We need to go to solar. Okay. You think that's going to be a solution, right? Oh, it's so much cheaper. It's so much better. Okay. The average cost across the country, now mind you, this includes everywhere, right? So you're talking about, those high electricity states like Hawaii and things like that versus low electricity. This is average across the entire country. $13.30 to $14.47 per kilowatt hour. Okay? That's everything. That's whether you get your oil from nuclear, hydro, solar, oil, natural gas, whatever. The average cost per kilowatt hour of solar energy, 14 cents an hour. Right smack dab in the middle. Okay? So no, it's no cheaper to use solar than it is to use anything else. Now I want you to look at this real quick. Take a look at this map. As you take a look at this map, right, everything obviously is color-coded. If you look at the pink, which includes me, our biggest source of electricity generation is nuclear. If you look at the midnight blue, almost black, that's coal. If you look at the gold, that's natural gas. If you look at the light blue, like I said, that's renewables, okay? That's it. Now, sure, can you run wind farms and stuff in Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, South Dakota? Sure. Why? It's very flat, it's very open, and all these renewable energy companies come up to a farmer and say, hey, will you put a wind turbine up in your farm and we'll pay you for it? And they go, sure, what the hell? I get some money for it. It doesn't work so well, let's say, in Colorado or, Wyoming, because good luck getting a wind turbine on the top of the Rocky Mountains and generating power from it, okay? Even if you look at the orange, okay, Hawaii and then far north Canada, that's oil, all right? But so if you look at this, the solution is not renewable energies. You go into what Wyoming is doing. This is actually funny, guys. Wyoming has legislation that is about to be voted on to ban electric cars. Right? No electric cars in Wyoming. Sorry, not allowed. You think the people in Washington going to be happy about that? Tesla going to be happy about that? Or Rivian or anything that make all these electric vehicles? No. Why are they doing it? Because Wyoming, mind you, Wyoming is the smallest populated state in the country, okay? Less than Rhode Island, less than Hawaii. It's only got about 600,000 people in the entire state of Wyoming. Okay? That's the same as the population of Knoxville and the surrounding areas, the entire state. Okay? But Wyoming has spent billions and billions and billions of dollars building their oil infrastructure because they can drill oil, pump oil, etc., coal, whole nine yards, okay? Getting stuff out of the ground. They're certainly not going to go, you know what, mothball it all. What the hell? Okay. You know, the other thing is you look at Wyoming, if you've ever driven through Wyoming, and for those of you guys that live there, you know this, you could go a couple of 100 miles through Wyoming without seeing anything. I mean, no town, no gas station, no nothing. Period. Imagine being in one of these little electric vehicles that gets, they say 250 or 300 miles per charge or whatever. It's great. It gets cold in Wyoming. People tow things in Wyoming. You know, you need trucks in Wyoming. You start looking at all these videos out there of guys, I got my Rivian pickup truck and I'm going to tow this or whatever. I've got my Ford F-150, whatever the electric one is. I'm going to tow something. I got a full charge in it. I got 90 miles out of an entire charge. Cool. You're only 160 miles away from the next charging station. What are you going to do? Gee, you know what? I'll call AAA. AAA says, sure, we'll be out there in a day or two. What do? They bring a gas generator out to you to charge your vehicle. Right? Okay. So this is the issue you get. So the stupidity part. I mean, hell, you look at what's going on in Germany right now. Germany, we're doing everything green. Oh, crap, it didn't work. Turn on the coal plants. Turn on the nuclear plants because it didn't work. All right? This is what's going on. So the deal is we have to come up with some sort of solution ourselves because as the economy keeps getting worse, all right, and Microsoft just announced they're going to lay off a boatload of people. And we're going to see more and more and more and more and more layoffs this year. People are not going to have the money. Okay? So we need to figure out how to generate our own power. Obviously, conserve it. Okay, this goes back to, my mother telling me when I was a kid, do you have a tail? Because I wouldn't shut off a light switch in a room when I left it or something. That was the running joke. But we're going to have to come up with our own ways of doing it. And I mean, I know we've talked about solar generators many times and as backups or whatever. And they're great as backups. And even with as big of generators as you can get, they're still to run the essentials, okay, to keep your refrigerator going or to keep your freezer going. Unless you're going to dump a boatload of money into getting a whole house system. And even then, if you get like a Generac, you're going to need to have propane or diesel or whatever your system runs on, and that's expensive. Or you're going to need to have one hell of a vast solar array, which that's expensive. So what do we do? And I wish I had an answer for this on how you could generate your own electricity. But I go back, and probably a lot of you guys have seen the movie Soylent Green, okay? And if you remember the scenes in there where they're in the two guys are in their little apartment, and the one guy is pedaling the bicycle to keep this one dimly lit light bulb lit above their head so they can see. That might be where we get to. Now, sure, like I said, you could do a whole huge solar array. You could put up, a wind turbine in your yard. You could put together a biomass type generator where you could do it. Those options are all expensive. We're going to need to figure out ways of generating whatever power we need to offset the loss of income or whatever. And it may be all we get is a light bulb. But this is where we're going. And this is something to pay attention to and to prep for whatever your budget allows. If your budget allows solar panels, or your location allows wind turbines, or if you could put if you got a creek that runs through and you can make your own little hydroelectric, if you have the capacity to do it, because buying it's expensive, go for it. Most of us don't, okay? The solar panels are going to be our best option. But even then, when you're talking thousands of dollars, that's not in everybody's budget. So start planning accordingly for how you are going to live potentially without power, or on a very, very minimalized power. Because if they keep doing all this, phasing us off of fossil fuels, which of course the World Economic Forum does, the potato in chief does, et cetera, and we don't have the ability to do it, the easiest way they're doing it is making electricity too expensive to afford. The problem is, even their solution looks like it's going to be too expensive to afford. Pinball